Hey, so I'm back in the car. Of course, that means I'm going somewhere. I'm going to be going down to the Oklahoma City Baseball Club game at Bricktown Ballpark in downtown Oklahoma City. I'm going to go watch them play the Salt Lake City Bees. Walker Buehler is on the hill, former major leaguer. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I figured this would be a good time to have a little chat, talk about the last couple weeks, and about the challenge I've set myself on for the month of May. So I'm headed down to Bricktown Ballpark to see what used to be the Baby Dodgers. I've got season tickets, so I go quite often. But tonight we've got a major leaguer on the hill tonight, Walker Buehler. He's making another rehab start here in town. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery, and so he's making another start. So I'm really looking forward to getting to see him pitch. Always fun to get to see the kids as they're coming up, as well as seeing the major leaguers while they're doing rehab stints, right? So he'll be on the hill. He was there a couple weeks ago, and I got to see him. So before that game, I was walking around the ballpark and happened to be going past the bullpen when Walker started warming up. And just before he did, he started talking to this gentleman next to me, and I was able to get a few pictures to send back to a friend of mine back home who absolutely loves Walker Buehler. And I told the guy later, I said, hey, thanks for getting his attention so I could get these pictures. And he says to me, you're welcome. And then he hesitates, and then he says, that's my son. Yeah, it was his dad. That's pretty cool. He started telling me how he just flew in all the way from Orange County just to watch his son play. And then he was flying home the next day. He told me some pretty cool stories about Walker growing up, about what the FAH stands for on his glove. If you don't know that one, I'm not going to repeat it. And yeah, we had a good time talking. It's just one of those pure chance things that you never know what's going to happen when you go to a ballpark. And I've got to ask a question where I've always wanted to talk to the parent of a major leaguer and ask him, and that is, what's it like? I mean, does it ever get old seeing him pitch? And he told me it doesn't matter what major league mound he sees his kid on. It always brings a tear to his eye. Doesn't matter if it was Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium, anywhere. He said it always brings a tear to my eye, and he says he can't believe that he's actually out there playing Major League Baseball. And he said it was even weirder to see him in the All-Star game and the World Series, but that was just, you could tell he was awfully proud of him. So that was really neat. So I'll be seeing Walker pitch tonight. Looking forward to that. But let me jump into a little bit about my May challenge. What I am thinking about, and I know I need to do something to really get myself kick-started. So I'm going to try pure consistency. We all seem to do good from time to time, and then we have a day or two that's not so good, and a day that's, another week that's great, and then a couple days maybe that's not the best. The overall thought is in the long run, as long as you're doing, 85, 90% or better, you're doing great. I mean, I can't complain. Looking back at my weight through all this time, I really can't complain. But I can also say, I really feel like I should be losing a lot more than I am currently. So with that said, for the month of May, I'm going to do a few things, and we'll see how it goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to track everything that I eat. Anything that I bring in, I don't care if it's liquid or solid food, whatever it is, I'm going to track it. I had done really good at tracking. Now, again, I'm not tracking calories to be like, oh my gosh, you can't have that because you're going to go over your calories. My biggest thing is I want to make sure that I'm eating enough. I mean, that's almost, and in some cases, it is just as bad as eating too much. So I want to make sure that I'm getting enough. But I also want to track mostly nutrients. So stuff like fiber, potassium. I want to make sure that I'm getting what I need on every one of those. And I'm going to up the value that I had been targeting for each of those as well. So instead of 35 grams of fiber, I'm going to up that to 50. and I'm going to move from 3,500 milligrams of potassium up to 4,500 milligrams. I really think that that's going to help me a lot because of what those do to help your body in its day-to-day just being. So I'm going to make sure that I'm getting more than what I had been. And that's something that's really important to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and that's all a part of tracking. So that's number one for the month of May. Number two, what I want to do for the entire month of May is to make sure that I am drinking at least 60 ounces of water per day. Yeah, I get it. There are people out there that truly believe you need to have at least a gallon of water a day. You know, gotta have a gallon. No, I don't really believe that, to be honest with you. I think there is such a thing as drinking too much water. And I think I've actually done that because at times I've had close to a gallon, 100 ounces or more. And I think that you just flush out too much of the good nutrients in your system. And so that's something I'm going to watch again. And how did I come up with 60? Well, I've had doctors from Washington to Oklahoma tell me that for me, for my body, I only need about 50 to 60 ounces of water a day. That's it. I don't eat a lot of the things where you would need to have excess water to get it to work through your system, like say red meat. I just don't. Most of what I eat is plants, so you get a lot of water with them. You ever notice how much water there is in like fruit or a tomato or celery even? Yeah, there's a lot. So you're getting a lot more than just what you're drinking, so you don't have to drink a whole heck of a lot. And I believe that that's just the way it is. And looking back, going back to when I first started my Mounjaro journey, that's what I was doing. I wasn't drinking a whole lot, and then I got all up in my head with people saying, oh, you got to drink a gallon a day. So I tried increasing that amount, and I don't think it worked for me. I mean, I've got proof. Looking back, I can show data that shows that it didn't do anything for me, and maybe even have hurt me some. So 50 to 60 ounces is what I've been told. So I'm going to target that 60 ounce. That's 3 20-ounce bottles of water, or the bottles that I like to use, those are 1 liters. So if I had 2 of those in a day, you're looking at 66 ounces, and that's good enough for me. The third thing I'm going to do for the month of May is I'm going to make sure that every single day I get up on my treadmill, and I do at least a 15-minute walk every single day. Yeah, that's important to me because I need that consistency in my life. I need to be able to make that become a habit. They say, what's it say, 60 days for something to become a habit? So starting May 1st, which as of the recording of this video is tomorrow, I'm going to get up on that treadmill every single day. Now that one's going to be tough for me. The most I'd ever done in a consecutive streak is 5 days. Yeah, 5 days in 1 week, and that was it. So we'll see. One of the things I've also decided that I'm going to do, and that comes along with the getting on the treadmill every day, is that I am not going to count time walking around like the ballpark tonight as actual exercise time. I mean, it does count, right? But I'm not going to say, oh, well, I walked 20 minutes around the ballpark, so I don't have to get on the treadmill today. No, it's not going to work that way. This is going to be pure treadmill time. But again, a minimum of 15 minutes a day. That's where I'm going to start myself out, and we'll see how it goes throughout the month, and then I might actually increase that some, but at least 15 minutes. And that's something that's important to me. And I know that even though my 5K was canceled for October, as I talked about in a previous video, if you haven't seen that one, I will link it at the end of this one. Even though it was canceled, I still need to get me to be where I want to be, and that's going to include walking and walking a lot. And so again, every single day of the month of May, I will do at least 15 minutes on that treadmill, and I'm going to have the camera recording so I could show you too. That's important. So now that I've talked about what my month of May is going to look like, how about let's find out how my last couple weeks went. Well, a week ago today, I went down to Texas. I think I mentioned that in one of my previous videos that I was going to go down to Texas. I went down to see the Mariners play the Rangers. The Mariners took 2 out of 3. Yay! Should have swept them, but didn't. Still a great time seeing them take 2 out of 3. I always have fun down in Texas with friends. This was no exception, to my detriment. I did really good eating. I really feel that I did. There was one time where I had something that I maybe shouldn't have simply because it was fried. I did have lunch when I was at Billy Bob's, and I had some catfish. I eat seafood from time to time, and I remembered that their catfish was really good. So I opted for the catfish fillet versus the blackened catfish tacos that I normally love there. I felt this was probably the better choice, but I did have some fried okra with it. But what really caught me was, yeah, the beer. That's a big one for me. So maybe I should make item number 4 for the month of May, no beer. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I'll let you know at the end of the month. But I did end up having way too much beer down there. And I wasn't too disappointed. I came home last Friday, got on the scale. I was up 7 pounds. And I know that was fluid. So it didn't bother me too much. And most of it is gone. I am down 6 pounds from Friday as of this morning. But what are you going to do? It still puts me, my free spot's gone. That still puts me up 1 pound overall in the last 2 weeks, but I can tell I still have a lot of fluid to get off me, so I know it'll be gone within the next couple days. So not worried about that at all. So yeah, so that puts me, back to 202 pounds lost officially. I'm okay. I mean, there's a reason why my weight did that. It's not like it was just like, hey, I've been strict on my numbers, I've been strict on everything, and my weight went up. No, my weight went up because I drank a lot of Shiner Bock, and that's just the truth. Lucky for me, I didn't eat a lot of garbage. I did go by Jason's Deli, got me a salad, ate on that a couple days. I had that lunch out at Billy Bob's. So I think I did good overall, honestly, is what I'm trying to say. I am almost to the ballpark, and I am going to bring you in with me just to show you around a little bit. But that's it. Let me end this here by saying thank you for coming along on this ride with me. I do appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.
It's time for taking out to the ball game.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow me on my journey to become a fat guy no more, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. Can you see that truck behind me? This is a 65 zone. I'm doing almost 80 to keep up with some of the people, and he's wanting to climb up my back end. Holy cow.